Here's a couple indicators I'm going to post tonight on AnyVid site, earnforex.com. I'll post them in the under the section indicators we use. Let's look at the bars here. What colors the bars and what determines that? If you look at the QQE down here, if the QQE line crosses above its signal line, such as right here, but it's below the 50, which is right there, the yellow line, the bars will be dark green, dark green, dark green. Once it and it'll stay dark green as long as it's above its signal line, but below the 50. Once it crosses above the 50 and it's above its signal line, it will be lime. When, such as over here, which wasn't very long, when it crosses below its signal line, but it's above the 50, the bars will be magenta. When it crosses below the 50 and it's below its signal line, the bars will be red. Pretty easy to understand there. And the thought is, you sell when the QQE crosses below its signal line, below the 50, or there, close to it, and you buy the opposite. And let's see, one magenta there. Let's see, there's all right here. Here, the QQE crossed below its signal line, so the bar should be magenta, and the QQE fell and fell and fell, but the price really didn't. It continued on up, and that's what caught common. It could have went just a little bit and then shot on up even more. The reason I mention that is just because it crosses its signal line does not mean you want to jump out there and sell. The closer it is to the 50 or below, a lot of times is the better of the sell signals. But in this area, it's safer to have trailing sell stops, like on the PSAR. Just let the trailing sell stop just trail on up on either one or both. I always do both. And then when the market gets good and ready, and not until, it'll come down. And if it never gets good and ready, well, then it won't come down. And if it don't come down, well, you haven't lost anything. You just delete your trailing sell stop. But once it activates them and continues to fall, then you'll be in better shape than just selling and riding the drawdown. Okay, let's look at this one. This is a WPR CCI in force. And these dots, these squares, just represent those indicators. The WPR trend up, WPR entry, there's a CCI trend up, and the force trend up. And you see there's a force trend down, the CCI trend down. So the lines here, lime, red, and red like that. What it'll put the lines on there. If you're running along here and they're either all red or the thing is they're not all blue. If they're not all blue and then all of a sudden they turn all blue, it will make a green line. It will mark this one. If they're not all red, see that right in here it's black, and then all of a sudden they're red, it'll make a red line. And it has to go from being, I did put a red line there. Oh, I know why I didn't put a red line there. I'll talk about that in a second. Here they were not all red and then red. Here they were not all blue and then blue. And the thought there is you would consider buying when they all switch to blue, or consider selling when they all switch to red. All right, let's look at the code real quick. And like I said, I'll post this on any vid site, earnforex.com. QQL bars, okay. All this is doing is iCustom QQE, and I'll upload that also. If the QQE now is greater than the QQE, the greater than its signal line, it's above. If the QQE is less than 50, then it's below. Then below is true, and above is true in this case. And if you think about that, from just those two things, you can have four possibilities. Above can be true and below be true, or above can be not true and below be true. And that is how you arrive at the four colors. You might have to think about that for a little bit, but it works. Okay, this is just the little wingdings that I forgot to talk about. Up AO cross and down AO cross and ACX cross. That's a accelerator cross. And the divergence. Let me go back and show you that real quick. That's just part of Bill Williams' thing that kind of got, I left it on in this indicator. Right here, if it's a line up arrow, it's a up divergence. And if you read on his book or looked up divergence, you'll see what that is. Another one. If it's the little bent arrow, that's a awesome oscillator cross. What that means is it crossed above the zero line. If I had the awesome oscillator here, you would see it. If you can put the oscillator on there and you could see it at work. Here is a down AO cross, so it fell below. If we had the awesome oscillator on here, you would see it fell below the zero line. What is this? That's a down AC cross, this little bitty other thing. And I guess that's all of. Okay, so and we looked at that code. Never use anything you can't see the code for. All right, VPR and force. There's where you would set the periods, but I would leave them set at that seemingly long periods, but that seems to work best. It's just looking for the WPR, the CCI, and the force. All of them come with MetaTrader. There's nothing there. If the slow is greater than a minus 50, if the slow is less than a minus 50, it's just true or false type things. And this is your little squares where they're set in that thing. The lines are if the QQE is greater than the signal. That's what we went over already. And that one or two places there did not have a line that you would have thought would have had a line. The reason is right here. For some reason, and I don't remember why, I put the ALMA in here. So if the ALMA is not greater than the ALMA last bar, then that green line won't be there, and it obviously wasn't where that green line was supposed to be. Or if the ALMA is not less than the ALMA 1 bar ago, the red line will not be there. And I think there was one red line missing too, and that's the reason. But the rest of them are just those blue squares. It's just I didn't have I ran out of buffers. I couldn't use the ALMA. Okay, and like I said, I'll post this on AnyVid site, earnforex.com tonight. And it's not going to make you a millionaire. It's just something we use to try to get a grip on the markets when it's red and you have red lines. You think, and you're below the bands in the PSAR, you consider selling. If it's up, you consider buying. Pretty, straightforward. Not much to it.